morning, everyone, and welcome to the Buddhist Temple of Toledo. Please turn to page 2 in your liturgy books to follow along. Please have a seat. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me, sense of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me, since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me, since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 Refuges. Udam Saranam Gacchami. Udam Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have found life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mayahana refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened. May their vows be completely realized, and may I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. The 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion, may all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred, being close to some and distant from others. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. Please stand for the Heart Sutra. Great Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva practicing deep Prajna Paramita clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, knowingness, no other than form. Form is exactly emptiness, emptiness exactly form. Sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no sensation, perception, perception, mental reaction, consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on, to no thinking, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on, to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death, no suffering, cause of suffering, cessation path, no wisdom, and no attainment, since there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva lives by prajnaparamita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear, far beyond elusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live by prajnaparamita, attaining anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that prajnaparamita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore set forth the prajnaparamita, set forth this mantra, and proclaim Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parsam, Gate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parsam, Gate, Bodhisvaha, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parsam, Gate, Bodhisvaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the six worlds, and dedicated in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our voices be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to Katrina, Pete, Mike, Cato, Cindy and family, Sokai, Roger, Devi. May they heal their illnesses. Alan, Chris, Herb, Ellie, and Joseph at the times of their death. And those names we hold in the silence of our heart, as well as those names who we voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, oh Bodhisattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna, Paramita. Please be seated for Zazen. And Dharma School is released to the back. Please stand for walking meditation. First and third rows will turn to the right. Second and fourth rows will turn to the left. We will now recite the Song of the Covenant found on page 8. We, Sangha, with respect for the worth and dignity of each person, with wonder and wisdom and compassion we seek to cultivate by practice with deep gratitude for the teachers of this lineage and our connections with one another, covenant to support each other by upholding the precepts of doing no harm, practicing good, and actualizing good for others. Please be seated for the Teisho. Make sure that you're seated so the teacher can see you. Turn to page 8 for the Gatha on opening the sutra. Gatha on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It's nice to see so many folks in the Zendo. Today, we are going to take a look at a koan, which is somewhat unusual for a Sunday, but we're just going to go there. So when a koan is presented, it's usually called a teisho. And a teisho means presentation of the shout, the great shout of the Dharma. And teishos are said to be dark to the mind, but radiant to the heart. Okay? So dark to the mind, but radiant to the heart. So see if you can get yourself in that space, whatever that means to you, however that feels. Sort of a good pointer is to just kind of let the words sort of wash over you, and don't try to process them so much, but just let things land in your hearts, little seeds land in your hearts. Insight will grow in its own time, according to its own karma. And to be really okay with that, right? That's the main thing, really okay with that, because there is no place in our karmic life that is not the full and complete expression of awakening and of Buddhahood. So we can just relax and honor where we are. So we're on case 34. And the reason why I'm doing this is because Roshi asked me to lecture on the Gateless Gate in preparation for our Inca Shome ceremony in October. So we're on case 34, and there were 48 cases. So hopefully we'll be done by October. So, case 34. Wisdom is not the Tao. Nansen said, mind is not Buddha. Mind is not Buddha. Wisdom is not the Tao. And Mumon's poem, the sky is clear and the sun appears. Rain falls and the earth is moistened. We certainly know what that feels like these days, don't we? Without restraint, Nansen has explained everything. Yet how few are able to grasp it. So, actually, let's talk a little bit about Nansen first, and then we'll get into the koan. So Nansen was alive during what's called the Golden Age of Zen, the Tang Dynasty, China. Right? So he was sort of born right in the middle of it, 749 to 835. That seems like a long time ago, but actually in China, Buddhism had already had 270 years of integrating into the culture and shaping the culture of China. Just for interest, as a cultural phenomenon, not just a niche thing, Buddhism has been in America, at least Zen, for like 64 years. You know, as a cultural sort of in the mind of the zeitgeist of America. It's always been here with Chinese communities, Japanese communities. But I'm talking about more like generally kind of oozing around, where you get to the point where I was watching QVC the other day, and they had these little plastic containers, you know, with the lids that you snap on, and the small ones were called Zen Minis. So, you know, we've come some distance in 64 years. But we're still in our infancy here in America, right? And one reason why Nansen was talking about the Tao in this particular koan is because Taoism and Confucianism are the two religious traditions that Zen encountered in China. Thumbnail sketch, right? Confucianism is all about virtue, morality, community, doing what's best for the community. Okay? Taoism is all about harmony with the energies of the universe and the things of the universe, and also balancing yin and yang. These are kind of two lovely things for Zen to encounter in China and kind of absorb and be absorbed by. It's interesting to think about, what is Buddhism encountering today? Is it encountering, this love of community, this love of harmony, this love of virtue in American and Western culture? Right? I think we could say that, we talked about the golden snail, this sort of like this incredible vessel of maintaining kind of the purity and the possibility of virtue and morality and harmony in the community that we have inherited from Zen's journey through China and Japan. And this is kind of like this sacred golden snail, like I talk about, just sort of oozing through history and time and place and position. And we're so incredibly lucky to have the transmission of this vessel here and now. So back to the koan. Nansen said, mind is not Buddha, wisdom is not Tao. So this is like such a maddening thing about Zen, right? Because first of all, you have to learn all these terms. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, wisdom, Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path. I mean, like it just goes on and on and on, right? And you have to actually, your mind has to not only learn them, but analyze them, make them part of your consciousness, and basically get so used to them. But then Zen comes along and says, no mind, no Tao. Well, what the heck do you do with that? You've just spent all this time working really hard, absorbing all of these ideas. Well, the secret sauce of Zen, and the reason why I believe that it's stayed so much a part of the wisdom of our human condition through so much evolution and through so many cultures, is because Zen's superpower is cutting through the frame and the separation and I think I know what's going on and I've got it because I understand the words. It's also really good at not only cutting through the sort of the primacy of the kingdom, I guess, of concepts. saying, no, you are not on the throne, ruling over all. Something else is going on, much more powerful, much more reliable than the dictionary that you're carrying around in your mind. Have you ever noticed with a word, you look up a word in the dictionary and it refers to another word, and then another word, and another word, and another word? That's like the mousetrap that Zen is saying, whoa, we got to like spring that trap. We got to set you free, right? Because that is just an endless cycle of jumping from word to word to word. And it's certainly not speaking to the whole story. It's not speaking to the reality of the moment that we're in, that is completely boundless, that is totally inexpressible by these concepts, that breaks completely all the boundaries of concepts, that doesn't somehow get to our direct human experience of this warm-hearted spaciousness and total trustworthiness and reliability of the moment that we're in, regardless of how we're feeling about it and what we think about it. Because unfortunately, we can use concepts and words like self, Buddha, Tao, as ways of not connecting with ourselves, but separating, disconnecting. So Zen comes along, and you have to take it exactly on its own terms. When you hear the words, mind is not Buddha, wisdom is not the Tao, you enter in exactly at that place. You don't argue with it, in this case. You don't keep on churning it over and over and over. You sort of take it like a pill, like a magic Dharma pill, right? This, sometimes I call it this dram of light, right? This homeopathic dose. And you have so much trust and so much faith in your true nature and the capacity of this medicine. Mind is not Buddha. Wisdom is not the Tao. To bring you to the place where you actually realize exactly what that direct experience is. And it's not through the mind skipping around like a dictionary, trying to figure it out, right? It's through the body putting the awareness in the hara, preferring the breath, preferring the koan, preferring to trust that you already know what this is. You simply have to re-encounter it for yourself. So there's a lot of trust, like boatloads and boatloads and boatloads of trust that go into Zen practice. And you have to trust that no matter what karmic position you're in, what narrative is happening, what energetic signature is happening in your body, what emotional state that you're in, is also this knot. It is not separate from the knot, right? It's like, so what is this knot? This is the investigation. Far, far beyond delusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. We say that all the time in the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra is basically all about this knot. And the fascinating thing about this knot is that the knot does not, I'm sorry. The knot does not interfere with the appearance of the thing itself, right? Your mind can't even comprehend that. That's like, whoosh, right? So the knot of the thing is not separate from its appearance. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that is really interesting. That is like, oh, wow. Let's go there. What is that? What is it to live a life of so much trust in whatever is arising as not separate from my Buddha nature? Or for that matter, anyone else's Buddha nature, even when they're acting quite naughty, right? And we have to practice this. It can't just be a good idea. It has to be a lived, embodied experience, right? So we sit, right? You know, people say, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? That sounds so right. And it sounds like something I know, some country I've been to before, and I want to get back to. How do I do it? Follow the directions. Follow the directions. And they're quite simple. They're ridiculously simple. It's not like trying to put a desk together that you get from Wayfair and you don't know what end is up, right? No, this returning to total trust in our hara, total trust in our breath that can't be put into a box. Total trust that whatever is arising is not separate from this breath, from this warm-hearted spaciousness. It's a bit of a re-education, isn't it, of the heart? It's a bit of a re-education of the mind. You know, the mind has to be, as I said at the beginning, dethroned. And you have to be willing to go there. You have to find that safety. You have to find that trust and that faith to go there. And fortunately for us, it's not that hard because we've been living here forever and ever and ever and ever. So I think I kind of messed that up because are the kids in till 12:30? All right. So we have to keep talking. What should we talk about? How about a question?
What are the directions?
Have you had beginning instruction? No? Oh, wow. Okay. So the directions are to go to beginning instruction. Okay? No, I mean, it sounds kind of glib or whatever, but actually that is the direction. So the thing about the temple, right, is it's kind of like a school, right? So, like, the first thing you do is you go to like preschool or whatever, right? Well, beginning instruction is kind of like preschool. So you got to go and get your foundations first, right? So anybody else in this room or on the internet, in the ether, who has not gone to beginning instruction, that is the direction. Wow. All right. So beginning instruction is when you come, and there's a time before the services start. What's that? It starts at 10. Okay. All right. So they gave you a practice, right? Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is interesting, right? This is actually interesting because the arrow has to sink into the stone, right? When you go to beginning instruction and you hear the words and the instruction, it has to be enough. You have to do what they've told you to do. And this is unusual, right? Because usually we have to be told like a couple of different times and we have to see it from different angles or whatever. But here you're only getting it once, unless you go to begin instruction again, which I would strongly urge anybody who feels a little fuzzy on what exactly am I doing on the cushion, please, for the love of Buddha, right? Go back to beginning instruction. I want each and every one of you to feel so confident and so clear about what you're actually doing on the cushion that you're just like, you're in the zendo, you're on the cushion, you're ready to go, right? Everything's in line, you know what time it is. Because if you don't, you're kind of wasting your time, right? Time is precious. There's only so many years lifespan. Please, please be honest with yourself. If you're not clear about what you're doing on the cushion, please go get beginning instruction again, okay? So that's a pinky promise moment from everybody. Pinky promise. See those pinkies? Here we go. Yes, very good. All right. Well, that was excellent. Thank you so much for asking that. And the kids are here, so now we can do the Bodhisattva vows. Hello. And we are totally saying them.
Bodhisattva vows. I'll be the world. I vow to say all the honor to rest. I vow to walk with every Sunday. I vow to live in the way. I vow to make all things of the world. I vow to say all the honor to rest. I vow to walk with every Sunday. I vow to live the way to the way. I vow to make all the beings of the world. I vow to set all the knowledge to rest. I vow to walk with every Sunday. I vow to live the way to the way. This concludes our service. Before we leave, I believe there's some announcements that we need to make. Any announcements? If there are no announcements, can we
Oh, please.
Good morning, my name's Jakai. I just wanted to remind everybody that session is coming, the February session, the second weekend of February, and the sign up for session registration, it really, really makes a difference if you can register on time, and I believe the deadline is the 1st of February, so please, if you're planning to attend session, make sure your registration is submitted by the 1st. And there was a lot of the discussion this morning about beginning instruction. Beginning instruction is at 7:30 on Wednesday evenings and at 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. So you're all welcome to join that at your convenience. And membership. Thank you everyone who's submitting your memberships. If you have questions, this morning there was a wonderful class with establishing your Buddhist practice. A lot of the things that we talked about in that class, in order to participate more fully, require being a member. And so if you have any questions about membership, if you need help signing up, please see me after service. Thank you.
Everybody's cordially invited to join us for lunch at the end of the service. So please stay, and let's restore the Zendo.
Chujin.